Ethan and Laura returned to Orion after their successful mission on Alaris, feeling satisfied and tired. Their adventures had strengthened their friendship and reinforced their commitment to helping others. One evening, while Ethan relaxed in his quarters, a message arrived urgently requesting his help. Ethan quickly opened the communication screen, seeing an alien named Tala appear. Her face was full of worry. "Ethan," Tala said, speaking fast, "our colony on Veritas is under attack by rogue machines. Our defenses are failing. We heard you can help us." Ethan immediately understood the urgency. "We'll come right away." He contacted Laura, quickly explaining the situation. Laura responded instantly, ready to assist. "Meet me at the docking bay," she said. "We'll leave immediately." Within moments, Ethan and Laura boarded the Horizon, heading swiftly toward Veritas. Ethan reviewed the details Tala had sent him, studying the rogue machines causing the destruction. He noticed they were automated defense drones, designed to protect, not harm. "Something's not right," Ethan said thoughtfully. "These machines aren't supposed to behave this way," Laura agreed seriously. "Someone must have altered their programming." When they arrived at Veritas, Ethan and Laura saw the colony in chaos. Fires burned in several areas, and frightened aliens were running for safety. The rogue machines moved quickly, attacking buildings and equipment. Tala greeted them urgently. "Please hurry. Our main control center is the key. If we can reach it, perhaps we can stop the machines." Ethan nodded decisively. "Lead the way." Together, they moved quickly through the chaos, dodging attacks from the rogue drones. Ethan and Laura protected Tala, ensuring she remained safe. Reaching the control center, Ethan quickly began examining the computer systems. He noticed immediately the machine's programming had been changed deliberately. "This was sabotage," Ethan explained, working quickly. "Someone reprogrammed these drones." Laura kept watch, ensuring no drones attacked them while Ethan worked. Tala watched nervously, offering any help she could provide. "Can you reverse the changes?" Tala asked anxiously. "Yes," Ethan replied firmly. "But I need time." Laura moved closer to the door, preparing herself to defend Ethan. Soon, drones approached aggressively, forcing Laura into action. She fired carefully, keeping them away from Ethan and Tala. "Hurry, Ethan," Laura called urgently. "More drones are coming." Ethan's fingers moved swiftly over the controls, correcting the damaged programming. Slowly, he regained control of some of the drones, instructing them to defend the colony instead of attacking. "Almost done," Ethan announced, focusing deeply. Suddenly, a powerful drone burst into the control center, forcing Laura into a fierce battle. She struggled bravely, determined to protect her friends. Ethan glanced quickly, feeling worried but trusting her skill. Finally, Ethan completed the reprogramming. Instantly, the rogue drone stopped attacking, becoming silent and motionless. Ethan took a deep breath, relieved. Laura defeated the remaining drone, breathing heavily but safe. Tala looked around, seeing peace return slowly to the colony. "Thank you, Ethan," Tala said emotionally. "You saved us." "We must find out who caused this," Ethan insisted seriously. "They might strike again." Together, they examined the system logs, discovering quickly the identity of the saboteur, a disgruntled technician named Ren, who was angry with the colony. Leaders. Ethan, Laura, and Tala confronted Ren, finding him hiding nearby. Ren appeared angry but also frightened, realizing he had been discovered. "Why did you do this?" Ethan asked calmly. Ren looked away, ashamed. "They ignored my ideas. I wanted them to notice me." "I never meant to cause so much harm," Ethan spoke gently but firmly. "There are better ways to share your feelings. Your actions hurt many innocent people." Ren sighed, realizing his mistake. "I didn't think clearly. I'm sorry." Tala stepped forward kindly. "We must rebuild trust. Your skills could help us repair the damage you've caused." Ren nodded slowly, agreeing. I'll do whatever it takes to fix my mistake. Ethan and Laura spent the next few days helping Veritas recover. They repaired damaged buildings and equipment, bringing comfort and hope to the residents. Ren worked diligently, earning back respect and forgiveness. Before leaving, Tala thanked Ethan and Laura deeply. Your courage and kindness saved us. We'll never forget you. Ethan smiled gently. We're glad we could help. Stay safe, Tala. Laura shook Tala's hand warmly. We'll always be here if you need us again. Returning aboard the Horizon, Ethan and Laura felt tired but satisfied. Another mission had tested their courage and strength, reinforcing their dedication to helping others. That was close, Laura admitted softly, looking at Ethan with respect. You handled it brilliantly. Ethan smiled, feeling grateful for Laura's support. I couldn't do any of this without you. We're a great team. Laura laughed gently, nodding. The best. As they traveled back to Orion, Ethan reflected on everything they'd accomplished together. Their actions had saved lives, restored peace, and brought hope to many. Ethan felt deeply grateful for their journey, knowing they had truly made a positive difference. He knew challenges would continue, but he felt ready to face them alongside Laura. Together, they had proven their strength and compassion repeatedly, committed to always aiding those who needed help most. After returning safely to Orion, Ethan found his life had become busier. His reputation for helping others spread quickly, and many came to him seeking assistance. Despite being tired, Ethan felt deeply satisfied knowing he could make a difference. 1. Morning. As Ethan repaired some equipment, Laura approached him with a concerned expression. Ethan, there's someone here asking specifically for you, she explained quietly. Ethan looked up, curious. Who is it? Laura stepped aside, revealing a tall alien named Rena. Her skin was a bright shade of purple, and her eyes were filled with urgency. Ethan, Rena began, her voice trembling. My home planet is in danger. A terrible illness is spreading rapidly, and we need someone who understands machinery to help fix our medical equipment. We've heard you can help. Ethan immediately set aside his tools, realizing the seriousness of the situation. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. Laura nodded supportively. I'll join you. You may need help. Rena's eyes filled with relief. Thank you. We must hurry. Soon Ethan and Laura boarded the Horizon with Rena, quickly setting course for her home planet Alaris. During their journey, Rena explained more about the situation. Our medical equipment stopped working days ago, Rena said, clearly worried. We don't understand why. Without it, our people are suffering greatly. Ethan listened carefully, already planning the necessary repairs. We'll figure it out. When they reached Alaris, Ethan was struck by the beauty of the planet. Lush forests and gentle rivers covered the landscape, but sadness filled the air. Many were ill, needing urgent medical attention. Rena quickly guided Ethan and Laura to the main medical center. Inside, Ethan saw the broken machines, which were essential for treating the illness. Without hesitation, he began inspecting them. Carefully, can you fix it? Rena asked anxiously. Ethan examined each machine closely. Yes, but it will take time. These machines are badly damaged. Laura quickly joined Ethan, helping him assess the damage. They worked tirelessly, repairing each broken piece carefully. As they worked, Ethan noticed something unusual. Laura, someone deliberately damaged these machines, Ethan whispered quietly, showing her the evidence. Laura frowned, understanding the seriousness of the situation. We must be cautious, she warned softly. Someone doesn't want these machines fixed. Ethan nodded, continuing to work while staying alert. Soon, a young alien named Naya approached him, offering help. Can I assist you? Naya asked politely. I know these machines well. Ethan welcomed her help gratefully. Together, they quickly repaired several machines, making good progress. But Ethan couldn't shake the feeling they were being watched closely. Later, Ethan and Laura took a short break outside the medical center. Ethan shared his concerns. Lavra, I feel someone is watching us. Whoever damaged these machines might still be nearby, Lavra agreed seriously. We need to be careful. They might try to stop us again. Suddenly, they heard a noise behind them. Turning quickly, Ethan saw a shadowy figure disappearing into the forest. Follow them, Laura whispered urgently. They chased the figure into the thick forest, moving carefully through trees and bush. Finally, they caught up, finding an alien named Yarick. He appeared frightened and upset. Wait, Yarick said nervously, holding up his hands. I'm not the enemy. I damaged the machines, but it wasn't my choice. They forced me. Who forced you? Ethan asked gently. A group that wants to control our planet, Yarick explained quietly. They want our people to rely on them completely. If the medical equipment fails, everyone must obey their demands. Lavra, step closer, calming Yarick. We can help you, but you must trust us. Tell us everything. Yarick explained carefully, revealing the group's secret hideout and their dangerous plans. Ethan and Laura listened closely, determined to protect the people of Alaris. We must stop them, Ethan decided firmly. But we can't do it alone. Returning quickly to the medical center, they gathered Rena and other trusted aliens, forming a plan. Ethan finished repairing the remaining equipment, ensuring it worked properly before confronting the dangerous group. Late at night, they quietly approached the secret hideout, hidden deep within the forest. Ethan felt nervous but determined. They moved silently, careful not to alert anyone. Inside, they found the group discussing their plans. Ethan stepped forward bravely, confronting them. You must stop this, Ethan demanded firmly. Your actions have hurt many innocent people. The group's leader, Kale, stepped forward angrily. You can't stop us. This planet belongs to us now. The people of Alaris won't follow those who harm them, Ethan argued passionately. Help us restore peace and health, or face justice for your actions. Kale hesitated, seeing determination in Ethan's eyes. Realizing their plan had failed, the other members began backing down. Finally, Kale sighed heavily, accepting defeat. We only wanted control. We didn't think about the pain we caused. Ethan spoke gently. True strength comes from helping others, not controlling them. Kale nodded slowly, understanding Ethan's words. Perhaps you're right. We will help you fix what we damage. Together, they returned to the medical center, where Kale and his group apologized and worked hard to help those affected. The people of Alaris began recovering quickly, grateful for Ethan and Laura's help. Rena approached Ethan warmly. You've saved our planet and taught us an important lesson. We'll never forget your kindness. Ethan smiled softly, feeling proud and humble. I'm glad we could help. Everyone deserves kindness and support. Laura stood beside Ethan, proud of their accomplishment. Another successful mission, she whispered, smiling warmly. Ethan nodded, deeply grateful for her support. I'm lucky to have you by my side, Laura agreed sincerely. Together, we'll keep helping those in need. As Ethan and Laura prepared to leave Alaris, they saw hope and joy returning to the people's faces. Ethan felt content, knowing their actions had made a lasting difference. They bored the horizon once more, ready to face whatever adventures awaited them next, confident in their mission to always help those who needed it most. After reuniting Lyra with her parents, Ethan felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Arya and Jordan's gratitude was heartfelt, and their family finally seemed whole again. Ethan watched quietly as they held Lyra close, thankful their long ordeal was over. Laura stood beside Ethan, smiling warmly. You did a good thing, she said softly. We did it together, Ethan replied sincerely. I couldn't have done it without you. Laura nodded, appreciating his words. That's what friends do, Ethan. We help each other. Nearby, Kino stood quietly, watching the happy reunion. He appeared sad and uncertain. Ethan noticed and approached him gently. Kino, are you all right? Kino looked up, his eyes filled with worry. I miss my family. Do you think I'll find them again? Ethan knelt down beside him. Of course, Kino, we'll help you find your family too. You won't be alone. Kino relaxed a little, comforted by Ethan's reassurance. Ethan realized their work was not yet complete. Helping Kino will be their next important mission. Laura joined them, overhearing the conversation. We should begin soon. His family might still be nearby. Ethan agreed quickly. You're right. We'll start tomorrow morning. Kino, you'll stay with us tonight. Kino nodded gratefully. Arya and Joran approached them, expressing their willingness to help in any way possible. Ethan thanked them warmly, grateful for their support. Later that evening, Ethan and Laura prepared their ship, checking supplies and making necessary repairs. Kino stayed close, quietly watching and offering help where he could. Ethan found Kino's presence comforting, knowing the child trusted him completely. The following morning, Ethan, Laura, and Kino set off aboard the Horizon. Laura guided the ship carefully, scanning for any sign of Kino's family. Ethan spent his time comforting Kino, learning more about his lost family. They left our home when the Zorans attacked, Kino explained sadly. We got separated during the chaos. I ran, but they couldn't find me. Ethan listened closely, feeling deeply for Kino. We'll find him. Just keep hoping, Kino. After several hours, Laura detected a weak signal nearby. Ethan, I think we have something, she announced excitedly. Ethan hurried to the cockpit, Kino following close behind. Laura pointed to the screen. This signal matches Kino's description. It might be his family. Kino's eyes widened hopefully. Is it really them? We'll find out soon, Laura said gently, steering the Horizon toward the signal. As they approached, they spotted a damaged spaceship floating helplessly in space. The ship looked battered, clearly affected by an attack. Ethan and Laura exchanged a concerned glance. We need to check quickly, Ethan urged, preparing to board the damaged ship. Laura agreed, maneuvering the Horizon closer. Ethan, Laura, and Kino boarded carefully, moving through the damaged corridors. Is anyone here? Ethan called cautiously. There was silence for a moment before a faint voice responded. Who's there? Please, we need help. Kino recognized the voice instantly. That's my mother, he cried, running forward eagerly. Ethan and Laura followed quickly, finding a small room with several frightened aliens huddled together. Kino's mother stepped forward, eyes wide with shock and joy. Kino, is that really you? Kino rushed into her arms, tears streaming down his face. I thought I'd never see you again. Ethan and Laura watched quietly, feeling relieved and deeply moved. Kino's father approached them gratefully. Thank you for bringing our son back. You saved our family. We're glad to help, Ethan said warmly. Are you all safe? Kino's father sighed. We're alive, but our ship can't move. We've been stranded here since the attack. Laura immediately began assessing the damage. Ethan joined her, carefully inspecting the ship's systems. They realized repairs were possible, but would take time and effort. We'll do what we can, Ethan assured Kino's family. We won't leave. You stranded. For several hours, Ethan and Laura worked diligently, fixing critical systems and making the ship safe again. Kino stayed close to his parents, finally feeling secure and happy. As Ethan finished repairs, Kino approached him quietly. Thank you, Ethan. You kept your promise. Ethan smiled gently. Of course, Kino. Friends keep their promises. Laura joined Ethan, wiping her hands clean. The ship should hold now. They're safe to travel again. Kino's parents thanked Ethan and Laura sincerely, their relief clear. Ethan and Laura returned to the Horizon, feeling satisfied they had succeeded in another important mission. As they prepared to leave, Kino waved goodbye from his family's ship, smiling happily. Ethan waved back warmly, feeling joy and peace knowing Kino was finally reunited with his loved ones. The journey back to Orion was quiet and calm. Ethan and Laura spoke softly, reflecting on their recent adventures. Ethan felt changed by the experience, knowing how much good they had done. "We made a difference," Ethan said thoughtfully. "Yes," Laura agreed. "Helping people gives our lives meaning." Ethan nodded, deeply agreeing. "I'm grateful we can do this together," Laura smiled warmly. "So am I." They arrived safely at Orion, greeted warmly by Arya and Joran, who were eager to hear about Kino's family. Ethan explained everything, sharing how they had helped another family reunite. Arya hugged Ethan tightly. "You've done so much for us and others. Our world needs more people like you." Ethan felt humbled by her words. "I'm just glad we could help." Laura stood beside Ethan, smiling softly. "We'll always be here if you need us." Ethan looked around Orion, realizing how many lives they had touched. He felt deeply content, knowing they had brought happiness and hope to others. He knew their journey wasn't over yet, and more adventures awaited. But for now, he felt proud and at peace. Together, Ethan and Laura walked away, ready for whatever challenges came next, confident they could face anything as long as they stayed true to who they were: helpers and protectors of those in need. Ethan sat quietly near Lyra, gently reassuring her as Laura piloted the horizon away from the dangerous Zuran territory. He could see that Lyra was still shaken. She sat very still, staring silently at the stars outside the small window. "Lyra," Ethan said gently, hoping to comfort her, "we're heading back home now. Your parents are waiting for you." She turned toward him, her eyes filled with emotion. "Do you know them? Are they safe?" "Yes, they're safe," Ethan reassured her kindly. "They came to me for help because they were very worried. They love you very much." Lyra relaxed slightly, looking grateful. "I never thought anyone would come for me. The Zuran said I would never see my home again." "They were wrong," Ethan said firmly. "You're going home." Laura checked the controls, carefully plotting their route back to Orion. She glanced toward Ethan and Lyra, smiling softly. She felt proud of their accomplishment, but knew they were not yet completely safe. "Ethan," Laura called softly, drawing his attention, "we need to stop soon. The engines took damage during our escape. We must make repairs before traveling much further." Ethan nodded, understanding the seriousness of her words. "Is there somewhere safe nearby?" Laura studied the maps carefully. "There's a small moon not far from here. It's quiet and not usually visited by anyone. We can land there and make the necessary repairs." "All right," Ethan agreed. "Let's do that." Laura guided the horizon toward the moon, carefully landing on a quiet plain. The surface was calm and empty, lit gently by starlight. Ethan felt relieved to have a moment of peace. "I'll go check the engines," Ethan offered quickly. Laura nodded, grateful for his help. "Be careful. We don't know if anyone else is around." "I will," Ethan promised. Stepping outside, Ethan took his tools and began inspecting the ship carefully. The damage was serious, but repairable. He worked quickly, making adjustments and fixing broken parts. Inside the ship, Laura talked gently, with Lyra trying to calm her fears. "You're brave, Lyra," Laura said softly. "Not everyone would be so strong in your situation." Lyra looked shyly at Laura. "I'm not strong. I was scared all the time." Laura smiled kindly. "Being strong doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you face your fears and keep going. You did that." Lyra felt comforted by Laura's words. She glanced toward Ethan outside the ship, watching him work tirelessly. "Why did he come to help me?" Laura smiled warmly. "Ethan is a good person. Helping others is part of who he is. He cares deeply about people, even those he doesn't know well." Lyra nodded slowly, watching Ethan with newfound admiration. "I'm lucky he came for me." Outside, Ethan continued working carefully. As he repaired the engines, he heard a small noise behind him. Turning quickly, he saw movement in the shadows. "Who's there?" Ethan asked, his voice firm but calm. Slowly, a small figure stepped forward. It was an alien child, much younger than Lyra. The child looked frightened, trembling slightly. "Please, don't hurt me," the child whispered nervously. "I won't," Ethan said gently, moving closer. "Are you alone here?" The child nodded, eyes wide with fear. "I got separated from my family. They left without me." Ethan felt his heart ache for the small child. "What's your name?" "My name is Kino," the child said softly. "Well, Kino," Ethan said reassuringly, "come with me. You'll be safe on our ship. We'll help you find your family." Kino hesitated, then cautiously stepped closer, taking Ethan's offered hand. Ethan guided Kino carefully back to the ship, calling out softly as he approached, "Laura, we have another passenger." Laura and Lyra turned quickly, surprised but welcoming. Laura immediately moved forward, gently guiding Kino inside. "Welcome, Kino," Laura said kindly. "You're safe now." Kino looked around nervously, relaxing slightly as he saw the kindness in everyone's eyes. Lyra moved closer, smiling softly at him. "You'll be okay here. Ethan and Laura saved me. They'll help you too." Ethan returned quickly to finish repairing the engines, eager to get everyone safely away from the small moon. His work was steady and focused, but he kept watch, worried that more surprises might appear. Finally, Ethan completed his repairs and returned to the ship. Laura checked everything carefully, nodding with satisfaction. "Good work, Ethan. We're ready to leave." As the horizon lifted off the quiet moon, Ethan settled down near Lyra and Kino. The two young aliens sat close together, drawing comfort from each other. "We'll be at Orion soon," Ethan said gently. "Everything will be all right." Lyra smiled gratefully. "Thank you for everything you've done, Ethan. I'll never forget your kindness." Kino watched Ethan carefully, whispering shyly, "Thank you for helping me too." Ethan smiled warmly at both of them. "I'm glad I could help. You're both safe now." Laura watched them quietly, feeling proud of their journey. She knew the dangers they had faced, yet they had overcome them together. As Orion grew closer on their screens, she felt relief washing over her. "Almost home," Laura said softly, smiling at Ethan. Ethan nodded, feeling tired but happy. The journey had been difficult, but they had succeeded. He looked at Lyra and Kino, knowing he had made a difference in their lives. The horizon finally approached Orion, and Laura expertly guided the ship into the docking bay. Ethan stood, feeling proud and relieved as he prepared to reunite Lyra with her parents. "Ready?" he asked softly, extending his hand to Lyra. Lyra took his hand gently, nodding with excitement. Kino followed closely behind, trusting Ethan completely. As they stepped off the horizon, Ethan saw Arya and Joran waiting anxiously. Their eyes filled with tears as they saw Lyra safely return. They rushed forward, hugging their daughter tightly. "Thank you, Ethan," Joran said sincerely, his voice full of emotion. "You saved our family." Arya wiped her tears, smiling gratefully at Ethan. "We will always be in your debt." Ethan shook his head softly. "I'm just glad we could help. Seeing your family reunited is all the reward we need." Laura stepped aside, Ethan smiling warmly at the happy reunion. Ethan felt content, knowing that the mission had succeeded, and that two families had been helped in ways they would never forget. Ethan sat quietly next to Laura in the cockpit of the Horizon. They had been traveling for many hours, moving through empty space toward the Zurons' territory. Laura watched the controls closely, making small adjustments now and then. "How long before we get there?" Ethan asked softly, breaking the silence. Laura checked the instruments carefully. "We'll arrive in about 3 hours. It's not much further." Ethan nodded, feeling nervous. He had never done anything like this before. His thoughts kept returning to Lyra. He wondered how frightened she must be, trapped and alone with the Zurons. "Laura, have you ever faced the Zurons before?" Ethan asked cautiously. Laura paused before answering, her eyes serious. "Only once. It wasn't easy. They're strong and very organized." "We must be careful." Ethan nodded slowly. "What can you tell me about them?" Laura took a deep breath. "They are warriors. Their lives revolve around strength and dominance. They show no mercy to those they capture. Ethan felt cold hearing her words, but he was determined. We must save Lyra, no matter what it takes. Laura gave him a reassuring look. We will. But remember, we must stay hidden as long as possible. As they flew closer, Ethan studied the maps and data Arya and Joran had given him. The Zoran base was on a rocky planet. The surface was dangerous, filled with sharp cliffs and dark valleys. It would not be easy to land unseen. Laura began preparing the ship for a stealth landing. Ethan assisted her, carefully monitoring the instruments. Soon, they saw the dark planet appear on their screens. It looked harsh and unfriendly. Hold on tight, Laura warned, guiding the horizon smoothly through the planet's atmosphere. Ship shook slightly as they descended, and Ethan felt his heart racing. Laura expertly navigated between tall cliffs, searching for a hidden place to land. Finally, she found a small valley surrounded by high rocks. The horizon landed gently, hidden from sight. We must be quick, Laura whispered, powering down the ship. The Zurans have sensors everywhere. Ethan and Laura stepped outside, carefully checking their surroundings. The planet was dark and cold, with sharp rocks everywhere. Ethan felt shiver, both from the cold air and his nervousness. They moved quietly, following the directions on Ethan's data device. Soon they saw lights in the distance, coming from the Zuran base. Ethan could see guards patrolling near large metal gates. We need a way inside, Ethan whispered, hiding behind a large rock. Laura nodded, studying the guards carefully. There might be a way through their power systems. Can you disable them without being seen? Ethan felt confident about that. I can try. Just cover me. Carefully, Ethan moved closer to the base, staying hidden in shadows. He reached a small control box near the wall. Opening it quietly, Ethan began working quickly, using his tools to disrupt the system. Laura watched closely, ready to warn Ethan if anyone approached. Ethan's hands moved skillfully, disabling the security quietly. Soon, the lights around the gate flickered off, creating confusion among the guards. Now, Laura whispered urgently. Ethan hurried back to Laura, and together they slipped through. The gates unnoticed. Inside, the base was dark, and they moved carefully through quiet corridors. Ethan's heart beat fast, knowing the Zorans could appear at any moment. We must find the cells, Laura whispered. They followed the data map, moving deeper into the facility. Finally, they reached a long hallway lined with locked doors. Ethan felt sure Lyra was behind one of them. Check quickly, Laura said softly. Keeping watch, Ethan checked each door, searching desperately. Finally, at the end of the hallway, he saw a door with extra security. His heart told him Lyra was there. He began to unlock the door, working quickly. Just as the lock clicked open, the alarm sounded loudly throughout the base. They had been discovered. Hurry! Laura shouted, pulling open the door. Inside, they saw a young alien girl. It was Lyra. Her eyes widened with hope when she saw Ethan. And Laura, who are you? She asked softly, scared and confused. We're here to rescue you, Ethan said gently, offering his hand. Your parents sent us. Lyra's eyes filled with tears, and she quickly took Ethan's hand. Thank you, she whispered. They ran from the room just as Zoran guards appeared. Laura fired her weapon, holding them back as Ethan protected Lyra. This way! Laura shouted, guiding them through a side hallway. They moved swiftly, dodging shots and avoiding capture. Ethan protected Lyra as best he could, determined to keep his promise to her parents. We're almost there, Laura shouted, seeing the gates ahead. They raced outside, but more guards were waiting. Ethan and Laura fought bravely, pushing through. The enemy. Ethan used all his strength, protecting Lyra from harm. Finally, they reached the horizon, quickly climbing aboard. Laura powered up the engines as Ethan secured Lyra safely inside. The ship lifted off the ground just as more Zurans arrived, firing at them. Laura flew skillfully, dodging shots and escaping into space. Are you hurt? Ethan asked Lyra, checking her carefully. She shook her head, frightened but grateful. I'm okay. Thank you for saving me. Ethan smiled gently, relieved. You're safe now. We'll take you home soon. Laura checked the controls, ensuring they were clear of danger. That was close, she said, breathing heavily. Thank you, Laura, Ethan said sincerely. I couldn't have done it without you. Laura smiled softly, nodding. We make a good team. Lyra looked between them, her eyes bright with hope. Ethan felt proud and relieved, knowing they had faced great danger, but had succeeded in saving her. Together, they moved away from the Zoran territory, heading safely back toward Orion, ready to reunite Lyra with her family. Ethan stood in the maintenance room, surrounded by machines humming softly. It was his usual spot aboard the large space station named Orion. His days were often the same, filled with repairing and checking machines, making sure everything ran smoothly for the people and aliens living there. He wiped the sweat off his forehead and continued checking a machine when he heard voices behind him. Ethan turned and saw two aliens standing at the door. They looked worried. He put down his tools and approached them. Hello, can I help you? Ethan asked softly. The taller alien stepped forward. He had a gentle face and deep, sad eyes. My name is Joran, he said. This is my wife, Arya. We heard you help people. We need your help desperately. Ethan felt surprised but nodded. Yes, I do try to help when I can. What happened? Arya's eyes filled with tears. Her skin was a pale shade of blue, and her sadness was clear. Our daughter, Lyra, was taken from us. She was kidnapped by dangerous aliens. We have tried everything, but no one is willing to help. Joran placed a gentle hand on his wife's shoulder. We have very little left, but we will give you anything you desire if you can save her. Please, Ethan, you are our only hope. Ethan thought carefully. He was just an engineer, not a fighter or a soldier. But looking at their worried faces, Ethan knew he could not refuse. I'll help you, Ethan said softly, seeing relief wash over their faces. But tell me everything you know. Arya began to explain. Lyra was exploring near our home planet when she was taken. We found out she is being held by a powerful and dangerous group far away from here. They are known as the Zurans. They are ruthless and strong. Ethan listened carefully, understanding the seriousness of the situation. He asked them more questions about the kidnappers and their location. Arya and Joran shared all the information they had, giving Ethan a small data device with maps and details. I'll need help for this, Ethan admitted honestly. I have a friend who might assist me. She has a ship. She's brave and skilled. Thank you, Ethan, Joran said sincerely. Whatever you need, we will try to provide. Our resources are limited, but our gratitude will be endless. Ethan felt the weight of their hope on his shoulders as the couple left him alone again in the maintenance room. He quickly packed his tools and made his way through the busy corridors of Orion. Ethan knew exactly where to find his friend. Captain Laura Bennett. Laura was known for being brave and tough. She commanded a small, fast ship named Horizon. It was often docked at Orion, and Ethan hoped Laura would agree to help. He reached the docking area and saw her ship. Laura was outside, busy checking her engines. Laura! Ethan called out as he approached. Laura turned, surprised but smiling warmly. Ethan, what brings you here? Machines giving you trouble again? Something much bigger, Ethan said seriously, quickly explained the situation about Arya, Joran, and their kidnapped daughter. Laura listened intently, her face turning serious. The Zurans? Ethan, they're dangerous. You sure about this? I promised them, Ethan said firmly. They have no one else. If we don't help, Lyra may never return home. Laura sighed deeply, looking at her ship, and then back at Ethan. She knew. He was right, and she couldn't say no to her friend's request. All right, Ethan, we'll do this together. But you must follow my instructions closely. I don't want anything happening to you." Ethan felt relieved and grateful. "Of course, Lavra. Thank you." "We'll leave soon," Lavra said decisively. "Gather whatever supplies you'll need. Meet me here in an hour." Ethan nodded, quickly returning to his quarters. He packed quickly, grabbing essential tools and equipment. As he prepared, he thought about Lyra, wondering how frightened she must be. He felt determined to save her, knowing that he was her only chance. Exactly an hour later, Ethan was back at the docking area. Laura was waiting beside the horizon, checking the final preparations. She smiled when she saw Ethan approaching. "Ready?" she asked. "As ready as I'll ever be," Ethan replied. Climbing aboard inside the ship, Laura showed Ethan around, explaining controls and systems. Ethan quickly familiarized himself, understanding he might need this knowledge soon. Laura took her place in the pilot's seat and started the ship's engines. They roared to life, shaking slightly. "Hold tight," Laura warned gently. "We're heading into unknown territory. Things might get rough." Ethan took a deep breath, nodding. "I understand." Laura expertly guided the horizon out of Orion, entering the vast darkness of space. The stars glowed brilliantly around them as they traveled, their journey uncertain and dangerous. As hours passed, Ethan reviewed the data Arya and Joran had given him. The Zorans were feared across the galaxy for their cruelty and strength. Their territory was heavily guarded, and very few had ever escaped once captured. Ethan knew rescuing Lyra would be challenging, but he couldn't abandon hope. Laura, noticing his concern, spoke calmly. "We will get her back, Ethan. You're not alone." Ethan looked at Laura, feeling comforted by her confidence. "I know. Thank you for doing this." Laura smiled warmly, reassuring him. "You help people, Ethan. This is who you are." "I'm glad to be by your side." Ethan felt strengthened by her words. Together, they continued toward the Zorans' territory, each mile bringing them closer to the dangerous rescue mission ahead. As the horizon moved quietly through space, Ethan silently promised himself that he would do everything possible to bring Lyra safely back home.